we're gonna be doing 70s icons. So all these icons made their debut in the 70s. Obviously, the 70s is most notably the Bronze Age. We don't really do it by ages because then you'll get stuck with like certain like 80s or a little bit of the 60s or things like that. So it just made it
I
easier to
like decades. I feel like
yeah,
decades
I
are
think
just
decades make it easier. So for this one, we are doing the 70s. So all of these characters debuted in the 70s. And with that said, let's get this video started. All right. Now, I will say that this is also going to be a Go Collect article. So when we're done here, you will be seeing this article on Go Collect. I'm gonna hopefully I'll get this out by the weekend, because it does take me some time to do it. But I'll be working in the office the next 2 days. So guess what I do while I'm in the office? I do these articles.
Izzy,
Because,
you think you could redraw this one day?
what was that?
You think you could redraw this one day?
No, I love it. But think about it. Everybody you see there is from the 70s, including the artist.
Everybody I see here is draw. I'm just saying, Izzy, challenge yourself and show us how good you are.
Shh. Oh, please. I know where you're going at. I know what you're doing here. Because you don't like this artist, but I do.
I don't like this artist, but I mean, yes,
I
Wolverine,
think this piece is awesome.
Punisher. Isn't Moon Knight also 70s? Did we neglect Moonlight?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait.
We're gonna have to find out.
We are going to have to find out. So let's first start things off. Simply put, we have our honorable mentions. So we have a few honorable mentions. Unfortunately, this is a large list.
Yo, but how is Sabretooth an honorable mention?
That's how large this list is.
Listen, whoever's good enough to knock down Sabretooth.
I'm just saying.
And not to mention, ElfQuest has its own crazy ass cult fandom. You know, I can understand Deathlock and Man Thing because they're like esoteric. I get it, but like the other three, you know,
it was tough, dude. It was tough. Trust me when I say it was tough.
I see Howard and the Duck back there, and let me tell you, if I would never put Howard the Duck above Sabretooth, never.
Guess we're gonna have to wait and find out.
Howard, if the list is a list of tragedies, I will put Howard the Duck on it.
All right, so let's get to it. Those are our honorable mentions. So you have Man Thing, Deathlock. Deathlock has a special place for me because Deathlock was in this first George Perez book. I believe is Astonishing. Is it Astonishing
Tales?
Yeah, issue 15.
I can't remember the issue number off the top of my head.
Yeah. Man Thing, he made his debut. I can't honestly remember that book either. I know Etrick and the Demon came into his own book, The Demon. ElfQuest Cutter was ElfQuest #1. So all of those books there. And of course, Sabretooth made his debut in Iron Fist issue number 15.
And listen, there's always going to be a special place in my heart for giant-sized Man Thing.
There you go. Moving on, let's get things started with our first mention, and that is Darkseid. Darkseid made his first appearance. Really, technically, it was his first full appearance.
This is his first full appearance. Otherwise, it's his head showing up on TV sets.
Exactly. So in Forever People #1, this book came out in 1970 for DC Comics. We have a high sale of $4,500 and a 9.8. That was back in March of 2021. The last sale of this book was in January of this month at $660 and a 9.6. So you can see the difference in price. It's pretty crazy when you look at it. Raws are going for about $95 at a fine, $365 9.4, and those are the average fair market values of the books. The CGC census on the Forever People #1 is 2,885. We have his first appearance, but it's also the first appearance of the Forever People.
That's right.
And the Doom Buggy. You gotta love that Doom Buggy. Right. But this is pretty much the start of the fourth world with Jack Kirby. So Jack Kirby is a big part of this time frame when it comes to the DC characters that we've talked about. This is one of those books that I don't think gets as much love as other books from the Jack Kirby, but I think this is very important because more importantly, Darkseid is we talk about Thanos. Darkseid came first.
Yep.
You
And
know,
honestly, I think Darkseid's a little scarier.
I think Darkseid is scarier, and
You
I
know?
think Darkseid there's more of a lore behind Darkseid as well, in
Yes,
my
so
opinion.
much more.
All right. Speaking of Darkseid, Darkseid is part of the fourth world, but more importantly, he is part of what we call the New Gods. So the New Gods also debuted in the 70s. We have Orion, Highfather, Light Ray, Metron, Calabac, and that's just the start of it. They all made their debut in New Gods #1. This book came out in 1971 for DC Comics. We have
And
a
the
high
reprint facsimile is out today.
Yeah, we have a high sale of $3,339 and 9.8. That was in August of 2021. $92 for a 7.5 was the last sale, which was also this month. Raws go for $40, very fine. $483 and 9.6. There's currently 3,003 copies in the census. I have copies of this book. I love this book. I love just how Kirby utilizes, like, he likes using photography and with the imagery, and you got Orion there with some photo of the moon, what I was saying, or something. I don't know. But to me, this is one of those books that I wanted in my collection, and by gone it, I have it in my collection.
It's just got such but it gives you the interstellar vibes like right off the bat.
Yeah. And it was Kirby being like the most Kirby he could possibly be. Right. And that was the thing with the New Gods in general. I know at this specific time frame, they weren't as, dare I say, they weren't as beloved then as they are today. I think it took time for it to happen. But I
It
think
did. Also, he was weaving and crafting a very complex story.
he
You know,
was, but at the same time, what a lot of people need to know about Kirby is like this is Kirby doing things his way with nobody really getting involved. It's like it's all Kirby, all him. He may have had help in maybe writing, but in scripting, but it's all Kirby here. So it just goes to show his strength. Dare I say it wasn't as successful as DC might have wanted it to be, but still we got a lot from it, which I'm super stoked about. Okay.
I agree. I got lots of love for that era.
Mhm. All right, let's go to our next book, and we're gonna stick with Kirby, and that's Mister
Boy, you were on
Miracle.
a Kirby kick.
Oh,
Kirby,
dude, because it all came out at the
this could have
exact same time, bro.
this could have all been number 20, just so you know. This could
Well,
have
just to let you know, they're going in chronological order. So literally, all these debuts happen one behind the other, behind the other, behind the other, and we have Mister Miracle and Big Barda. We're going to be looking at two books because they both made their debut in two separate books, but they're all part of the same series. Starting with the first book, which is Mister Miracle #1, that came out in 1971. We have a high sale of $6,300 and 9.8, and that was last year in February. Last sale of this book was $90, very fine, and that was just recently. The Raws are going for $57 at a very good $264 and 9.6. This book is extremely attainable at that price. 2,088 copies. And it's Mr. Miracle's first appearance.
What a wild shift from that 9.8 to that 9.6.
Yeah, it is. And we're talking about a year difference here.
Yep.
So, and the reason being is that there is a bit of a hype behind Mr. Miracle. There's a series coming out, an animated series coming out for DC Studios in regards that's going to have Mr. Miracle. So therefore, this book has been moving upwards in price. I do believe that price may not stay like that for long. So if you want to get this book, my suggestion is try to look for it now while it's quiet. If not, you're going to see price upticks. This book is going to be $100 book very soon. In a raw, at least.
Yeah, it's almost there now.
Yeah, it's almost there now. All right. Let's talk about that other book, and that is Mr. Miracle issue #4. And this one goes for about the same amount, right? This came in a couple of months later, 6,509.8. That was in August of 2023. The last sale was $77 at a fine. $68 at a fine is what the fair market value of the book is. $230 904 copies. That's the thing I find interesting about this. There's less than 1,000 copies in the census of the first appearance of Big Barda.
I don't feel well. Again, I don't think people are on it. I bet once the animated series comes on HBO Max, it's gonna take an uptick.
So who wins in the fight, Barda or Wonder Woman?
Wouldn't you like to know? Well, the fact that Barda really admires Wonder Woman, I'm gonna say Wonder Woman overall, but it's gonna be a really interesting fight. Full of two battle-ridden women who are very respectful of each other.
You know what? I give Barda the edge.
No, dude, no.
I give her a little bit of the edge. I get what you're saying about the fact that she respects, but I'm saying an all-out battle, man.
I know. Barda will fight dirty, and Wonder Woman will be like, I've fought dirty people before, and be like, pow, 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 pow. That's it.
I would like to see that as a DC KO. Just have it happen. Just make it happen.
Yeah, you know what? If someone put some real heart into it, that would have been great. Barda will be in there. She'll get the Beta Club. She'll do her tricks. She'll use the Mother Box to teleport around and smack Wonder Woman around. Wonder Woman will do her Zen shit and be like, yo, I don't even need to be looking at you to sense you coming. Flip her over, disarm her, hit her with her own Beta Club, lasso her up, and then pow, KO. Next round.
All right.
I believe in you, Diana. That's the reason you're on the top.
Let's do this. Let's go to our next book here. And our next character is going to be Raja Ghul or Raisha Ghul, whatever how you say it.
Mm-hmm. The Demon's Head.
The Demon's Head, who made his debut in Batman 232 for DC Comics. Now look at this high sale. $22,000 in 9.8. That was in March of 2022. An 8.0's last sold at $640 this past week. Raws are going for $383 that are very good. 8.5 is the average at $644. 4,291 copies in the census. This is the first appearance of Raja Ghul. This is also the second appearance of Talia al Ghul. So she made her appearance, I think, in the issue beforehand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the Demon's Head.
Nothing. He's a great villain. And if you've been following Absolute Superman, then you've seen the absolute version of him taking on the Man of Steel. But I love Ra's al Ghul, a nearly immortal villain, trying to put the needs of the planet ahead of mankind's needs. He's just the right kind of sinister. And then he has his League of Assassins and all this other nonsense. I mean, I love it. I love it. He's immortal. He's a cult leader. He's many things.
He was one of those very first villains that he wasn't one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And that's what made him so good, that in some cases you see his logic. You understand where he's coming from. But then again, when he goes into the Lazarus pit, he goes ape wild.
Yeah, it comes out bonkers nuts. I love that.
So that's what you get with Raja al Ghul. All right, let's go to our next book here. And our next character is, of course, Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing had to make the list. Man-Thing couldn't make it, but Swamp Thing had to make it. That's
a respectable trade-off. Respectable.
Here's the thing about Swamp Thing that I find very interesting. He made his debut in House of Secret 92. This book has a high sale of $90,000 in September 21. $965, very good, is the last sale of this book. And that actually is the fair market value of the book. $2,000 for 7.0. There's 3,956 copies in the census.
I got to tell you, trying to get a 9.8 of this?
Mm-hmm. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what's interesting about this. This is the first appearance of a Swamp Thing. The Swamp Thing that we know and love, which is Alec Holland, he's the Swamp Thing that seems to be the popular one. He made his debut in Swamp Thing #1. Both of these books are done by the great Bernie Wrightson, which I think is part of the reason why this book has such a high value as well. Because it's, with Swamp Thing, it's just very interesting how much this book is on demand and how many times people love this book. So I was shocked when I saw the 90K of it. I understand this is an on-demand book, and this is probably one of those a holy grail type of
I
book.
mean, look how dark the cover is. Try to find that in 9.8.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that's a
Yeah.
trip around the world.
So what do you think about House of Secrets in general, as
I,
far
you know,
as the
it's
books from
a
the
it's a fine title. And by the way, Bernie Wrightson got his start on that title.
Mhm.
You know, so yeah, and I love me some Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And Alex Olsen versus Alec Holland. I mean, I don't know why they had to make changes, but you know, it's fine. They
It
came
could
up
have
with
been
it.
a prototype thing or something like
I
that.
mean, maybe, but you know what? The fact that they just integrated this story into Swamp Thing mythology is really well done.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, let's go to our next book here. And our next character, Green Lantern John Stewart.
Hey,
You know,
how you doing, John Stewart? I was like,
he
Lanterns is coming out, baby. We're ready.
he made his debut in Green Lantern 87, technically Green Lantern co-starring Green Arrow. That was also in 1971 from DC Comics. The high sale of this book is $10,800 and 9.8. That recently sold a year ago at around this exact same time. We have a last sale of $191 at a 4.5. Look at 1 year later. The
Mhm.
Raws are going for $235 at a very good. The graded copy, the average is $512 at 8.0. We have 2,756 copies in the census. Yeah, this is, first of all, this is another one of those iconic covers. This is a book that will go up in value as well because we have the Lantern series coming up.
Yeah, of course. And I was gonna say, and you know, the Lantern series seems to be like, oh, we're gonna do hard traveling heroes, but we're gonna do it with two Green Lanterns. We're gonna not do a Green Arrow.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love me some John Stewart,
Mhm.
engineer, veteran, superhero, you know, Justice League Unlimited alumni. He's all the many things.
Yeah, for many people, John Stewart has become their version of Green Lantern. As a result, you just said it there, Justice League, the Justice League animated series from the 2000s. It Hal Jordan took a back seat to John. Not that he should deserve to take a back seat, but he
Yeah.
did because of that. And for many people, like some of us, my Flash is Wally.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
again,
so
and like my Flash is Wally, my Green Lantern is Kyle. You know, even when we got Justice League Unlimited, Hal Jordan was still Parallax
yeah.
in the comics.
hmm So we have that one. All right, let's take a look at our next character, next icon from the 70s. And that's Werewolf by Night, another one of those books that was a big horror book back in the 70s. Horror was huge in the 70s.
I
Um,
see.
yeah, exactly. So he made his debut in Marvel Spotlight #2 in 1972 for Marvel Comics. $566 and 9.8. That is tremendously low in my point of view. That was in September of 2021. So think about that. That was during the boom. The last sale of this book is $435 at 7.5. The Raws are going for $283 fine, $385 at 7.0. There's 2,785 copies in the census. This is the first appearance of Jack Russell, who
Mhm.
we know as Werewolf by Night.
Mhm. I would like to say this is an excellent example of someone that I would have ranked lower than Sabretooth. But it is a good one. It is a good collectible. It is a good collectible.
Yeah, it's a good collectible. And
I would
again,
have ranked him lower than Etrigan as well, but like, you know,
Mhm.
here we
Yeah,
are. Here we are.
you gotta do a little balancing here and stuff like
It's
that.
a balancing act. We're gonna let's see how we do after Marvel Spotlight #2. You know, I don't love panel covers too much,
Uh-huh.
but I actually kind of like this one.
It's cool, and I like the red. The red
Yeah.
seems to work really well. As you know, when you think of Tomb of Dracula as well, it works here. And I think if it wasn't for the TV series, which I love, and I think we will be seeing Jack Russell return.
I hope
Um,
so.
yeah, I think we will see it. So there
Come
you
on,
have it.
come on, Midnight Suns. You're all we got left. Do something right over there at MCU. Do
Like
something right.
Blade over no Midnight Suns over Blade seems a little odd to me
No, it
though.
is odd. I'm just saying, get it right. If you're gonna do it, get it right. You
Good
know.
point out. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, is our next icon from the 70s. And he was all part of the black exploitation movement that was happening back in the 70s. So we got Luke Cage, Heroes for Hire, #1 that came out in 1972 for Marvel Comics. This one also has a super high sale of $102,000 and 9.8. That was September of 2022. Last sale of this book was $414 at an 8.0. Again, that happened just recently. $151 for a very good, $399 for an 8.0, and there's 5,099 copies in the census.
Very impressive. And it's blaxploitation, by the way.
Yep.
For those who don't speak Izzy.
What did I say?
I don't even know what you said.
I said black exploitation.
I don't know. I don't want to think about what you said. I just want to say it's blaxploitation. And not
that was the whole point.
I think you said exportation, and I
didn't say exportation.
My heart flipped. My heart didn't skip a beat. It flipped.
No. I meant to say exploitation. I didn't mean anything else out of it. It's the dialect, but it looks like Ralph Cramden is in the background. Is that Ralph Cramden?
What do you mean?
The guy that's being held, the police officer that
he's just a fat cop that ate too many donuts.
He looks like Ralph Cramden.
It's the 70s, all right? We got blaxploitation, we got donut eating cops, we got all sorts of
this is also written by Stan Lee, if I'm not mistaken. Stan Lee wrote this story.
Wow.
Exactly. Just like he did for She-Hulk, he wrote it and then was gone by the first issue. He just did the first issue and then he bounced. So, Luke Cage, Heroes for Hire, #1. Our next character is Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze. Probably one of the biggest characters of that time. And he made his debut in Marvel Spotlight. I was so shocked to see that Marvel Spotlight was such a big book at the time.
Luke Cage, first issue. Archie Goodwin is the writer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is Archie Goodwin.
It is Archie Goodwin, yes.
Okay, thank you for the correction. Marvel Spotlight #5, 1972 for Marvel Comics. We have $360,000 in the 9.8. That was in January of 2024. Last sale of this book is $721 at a fine. $600 at a very good is the average. $1,827, 8.0 for a graded. 6,948 copies in the census.
360K in 2024. But you know what? It's a black cover.
It's a black cover. 9.8.
It's difficult, but that's okay. All right. When we reach like that number for this book gives me trepidation, right? Yeah. Like 15 million for Action 1, where I know there are so few left in existence, and it would just be the cherry on top of my collection, the crowning achievements, right? And this is very nice. I don't know about no 360 for a 9.8. I mean, and definitely what's a 9.4 go for? That 360, that's a home. That's a home. In some places, that's a condominium in a townhouse. I mean, that's like 8 trailer homes, depending on where you go.
Oh yeah, depending on you could get a pretty good condo here.
For 360?
Yeah, a condo. May not be a house. If you get a house, it's
gonna be a condo, right? I mean, will it be more than 600 square feet? Yeah, okay.
I'm not a real estate agent to tell you. So
I'm down with the real estate market. 360, that's a house. And if you're super rich,
that's a house outside of New York.
Oh no, that's a house even in parts of New York. Oh no. Oh yeah. And
parts of the hood, baby.
If you own your own property and you want to set up a separate quarters for your butler, that 360 will pay for that separate quarters because the modular home system is great. It's great. Listen, some of you are not prepared to win the lotto, but this bitch is. This bitch is.
I can't wait all the time. I can't wait till a certain book pops up. I'm loving it. All right. Yep. In upstate, you could get it for 360.
Oh
you
yeah.
Get it. Not in New York. In New York, that number is not possible.
Let me tell you, once you have real money, you don't want to be down there anyway. You're just like, yeah, let's go somewhere pretty and away.
You ready for number Thanos and Drax. We got to put Drax in there. You know what I'm saying? Um,
This one you did a 2-for-1, but
I
okay.
had to. It did, and this was more than a 2-for-1. But I wanted to throw in Drax because I like Drax, and that is, if you don't know it by now, you got to know it. It's Iron Man 55. This book came out in 1973 from Marvel Comics. High sale of this book is $19,200 and a 9.8, and that was in June of 2022. $519 and a 7.0 was the last sale. 378 and very good. $630 and 8.5. There's currently $6,650. $6,650 copies in the census. You got the first appearance of Thanos. You got the first appearance of Thrax the Destroyer. You got the first appearance of Star Fox. You got the
First
appearance
appearance
of
of
Kronos.
Eros, who later becomes Star Fox.
Yeah, I know it's Arrows. That's his other name. Kronos and Mentor. This is a 5-for-1 first appearance, Key. That is insanity to me. And the fact that this book is less than $20,000 is crazy. Mm-hmm. There you go.
This is where he becomes Star Fox, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers 232. Just putting that out there. Just letting you know.
Yeah, a bit of a problematic character.
Oh my God, is he ever? But I still love him.
This is one of my books. If I get this book, it's gonna probably be that very good price.
Oh, look who showed up in the chat. It's Hyper Black Knight. He says 2 characters in one book is like dos mujeres en un camino.
No, esto es como, this is como, I don't even know, esto es como 5 mujeres en un camino.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's no heated rivalry, that's for sure.
Yeah. But this is Drax, this is Jim Starlin pretty much getting started with his whole space opera, because that's what this is all about. Jim Starlin doing Iron Man, but to be honest with you, it's more about Thanos than it was about Iron Man. You forget that this is an Iron Man book, even though it is Iron Man.
Listen, Thanos' first 2 appearances revolve around Iron Man and the Blood Brothers. So, like, Iron Man is tied into it. And when the Infinity Gauntlet crap goes down, Iron Man's still one of the people standing.
Yeah.
So, Iron Man, better or worse, Iron Man's part of all this. Whether we like it or not, he's part of all this.
Yeah. So it kind of makes sense. I'm just saying.
Oh, wait, the snap? Yes, it does make sense.
Yeah.
It does.
All right. Of course. The Daywalker. Blade makes the list. He made his first appearance in Tomb of Dracula, issue number 10 from Marvel Comics in 1973. High sale of this book is $48,000, and that was September of 2021. $300 in the no grade was the last sale. $400 at very good is the raw sale. $1,160 at an 8.5. There's currently 5,627 copies in the census. You know what? I'm so happy they changed his outfit. You know what I'm saying?
And yet people still know about the outfit. They still know.
It's just like the guy has green pants and green shades.
It was the 70s, and you know it.
Okay, did you see anybody in the 70s wear green shades? I've never seen anybody wear green shades.
Yo, the 70s were wild, man. I have seen color photos of all sorts of crazy shit in the 70s. I will not question it. All right? The boots, outrageous. The styles, crazy. Like the
pants I could see because it could be like camouflage pants.
The fact that the dude drawing Cyclops put Cyclops in Buccaneer boots because he liked to wear Buccaneer boots. I'm just like, the 70s were crazy. I wasn't there. I've seen the pictures. I've seen some documentaries. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of interesting drugs. And let's just leave it at that.
But let's go ahead and read what it says here. Drop that girl, Dracula, or this wooden knife will finish you off forever. Maybe your hot stuff back in Transylvania, but nobody messes around with Blade, the vampire slayer. He's a slayer, he's a hunter, he's a Daywalker.
I am very happy that they upgraded it to Blade the Vampire Hunter.
And he got a wooden he holding it too, like Oh, you gotta love the 70s. You gotta love the 70s. I see Mad Spidey in the house. What's up,
I
Mad
know, I
Spidey?
love Simon.
There you go. All right. Let's go with our next one.
A number. This bitch. Sabretooth. All right. The look, Dave said it great. It looks like a pimp.
I was waiting.
Sabretooth did not make this list. All right. Man-Thing did not make this list. Etrigan the Demon, a Jack Kirby creation for DC, did not make this list. Wendy and her husband, the Peonies, and ElfQuest did not make this list because we needed this observational slice of life. They didn't get it right until Seinfeld came to life on television. Howard the Duck, who had the most ridiculous failed movie of all time.
But he had a movie done by George Lucas.
Disrespect.
George Lucas.
The disrespect.
Come on, you gotta do that.
The disrespect is that he first appears in Man-Thing. He first appears in Man-Thing.
Man-Thing. So actually, he first appears in the book Adventures into Fear, but it's actually Fear is the title of the book. So it's Fear 19 that debuted in 1973 for Marvel Comics. This has a high sale of $4,800 and 9.8. That was in February 2022. Last sale of this book was $75 in December. The Raws go for $73. Very good. $199 at a 9.0. There's currently 1,613 copies. And yes, this is the first appearance of Howard the Duck. I wanted Howard the Duck for the fun of this moment. This was a moment I wanted, so I had to throw in Howard.
Listen,
Howard is iconic. He is
the only thing more upsetting than the only thing more upsetting than this is the nerve of you putting Timothy Chalamet as an option for Nightwing.
You're still with that Timothy Chalamet. We're past that right now. We're not even talking about Timothy Chalamet.
I want you to know that I rank my levels of anger, and like Timothy Chalamet as Nightwing is like peak infuriating. This is insulting because Sabretooth.
Brother Blood.
I didn't get to any more of the spicy dudes. Oh wait, did I do Brother Blood? I think I did Brother Blood.
Possibly, but we'll talk about that later. All right. Our next book here, Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. That was a big book during the 70s. So
I'll give it to him.
Special Marvel Edition issue 15 featuring the Hands of Shang-Chi, Masters of Kung Fu. This debuted in 1973 for Marvel Comics. This has a high sale of $20,050 and 9.8. That was in August of 2021. $77 at a fine. $118 is the average for the fine. $201 at 8.5. There's currently 5,771 copies in the census.
I mean,
I like that. He has no clue.
Yep.
No, that was my fun moment. Howard the Duck is well known to the public eye. So yes.
As the most failed movie of all time. That's how they.
It looks like we have a super chat, and we got not just any super chat. We got a super chat of $20 by the Coin Collector. Thank you so much. You guys are funny. So Coin Collector, you get to pick an icon. If you stick around, we'll do it. But we still have
the null icon and the oh my god! The null icon and the Ghost Rider icon are left.
Yeah, the null icon and the flaming skull. So those are the two you get to pick. All right, let me know in the chat, and we'll get to it. All right, Shang-Chi, another one of those. They were taking advantage of the kung fu era of the 70s, just like the black exploitation that was going on as well. There was space opera, but this is Jim Starlin, and Jim Starlin he loves kung fu. So he was big on kung fu. So Jim Starlin also a big part of this. He was big in the 70s with his storytelling, especially in the fact that him and Marvel, he used to get in trouble a lot with Marvel. You know what I mean? But this character at this time, talking about problematic. his dad on. They changed it for the movie,
Yep.
but this was a big book for its time.
It was. I mean, Steve, by the way, the writers are Steve Englehart and Jim Starlin.
Mhm.
And the penciler of this issue is Jim Starlin.
Yeah.
This is not a conversation I ever want to have with Jim Starlin.
About Shang-Chi?
I'm not like, I would be like, yo, do you want to sign this? Like, cool. Like, I would not have a full conversation with
And
him.
why is that?
Because we all know there are, if you have not heard me talk about this, there are many faces to a lot of people who wrote the things we love. And Jim Starlin is a many faces kind of guy. He did exactly what I told you he was going to do when you put Thanos Quest in front of him. He did the joke word for word and everything, and you rolled over for it.
You can't help it. You can't help it.
You can't help it. I can help it. I'll be like, oh my God, I love you so much. Could you sign here and not over Thanos' face? Like,
No, he doesn't sign over the face. He signs over the face.
I know, but you know.
I know.
It's like right over. It's like right over. Did you send that in to get graded? I can't wait.
Yeah. No, I didn't send it to get graded. Because there was an issue with it. I will eventually get it graded because I do have Ron Lim's signature in it as well.
Oh, look at you! So
Yeah.
someone for press and grade.
For Thanos Quest, I don't think Thanos Quest. You could press it, but because it's a square bound, it becomes a little harder.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very tricky.
Okay, let's go to our next icon, and I have to click this button. Our next icon is probably one of the biggest icons.
Well, only because he needs a big gun. We all know he's compensating for something. Actually, maybe he's not, because Elektra thought he was a good lay in the Marvel Max series. So let me find out.
Go ahead, Cliff. What's the book?
Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember the issue. All I remember is the first appearance. It's the first appearance of the Jackal.
Here's what I find amazing about this book. What I found was that this book was going for $43,000, $43,200.
Mm-hmm.
The other books that we talked about are going for way more than this one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that was back in June of 2022. The last sale of this book was $3,950 at 9.2.
But look at what this book has going for it that the others did not.
That it's still selling.
Hello, look at the census number. There's a ton of these on the census.
Right. So the Raws are going for $820 at a very good, $1,759 at an 8.0. And yes, we have 19,782 copies in the census that we know of, guys. The census numbers are not always, that's the number that they have on file. However, books get cracked open, books also get resubmitted, so those numbers always change. This is the first appearance of Punisher, but also bear in mind this is an Amazing Spider-Man comic book. So with an Amazing Spider-Man comic book, they were printed high at that time. So that's part of the reason why you have so many. But this is a book that continuously sells, makes sales. This book is always hot. It always falls under the hot 10 list. When we talk about hot 10 books of the month, of the week, whatever, this book is hot because Punisher is on fire right now. And Cliff is looking for something. He can't find
one of my comic books just vanished behind the desk. Yeah, I'm sure you've had that happen. I'm a little disarmed. I'm a little disarmed.
Just don't step on it. That's all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like when I get out of here, I'm gonna have to go around and like be real careful.
All right. But yeah, you know what? I think this book's price is gonna go up.
Well, it depends on how that movie goes.
What you have Spider-Man and you also have the special.
And we'll see.
It's John Bertrand. People love him.
Well, that part is true. That part is true.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they got to be on their game because you know, their game has been off center.
Agreed. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go to our next icon of the 70s. Iron Fist Danny Rand is making the list. And
good for him. You know, and I remember
another Marvel premiere
showed up in his book.
Well, Marvel premiere. No, we did Marvel Spotlight, but this is Marvel premiere issue number 15, 1974 from Marvel Comics. We have a high sale of $2,000 and 9.8. That was in April of 2022. However, this book has dropped in value a lot. Last sale of this book was $120. They're very good. 115 is the fine for raw. 331 for a 9.0. Census count, we got 5,930. Yeah, do you think we're gonna get Danny to kind of like make his return? Like all this talk about, all the other Defender characters, which I don't consider them the real Defenders. I consider them more Marvel Knights than the Defenders, to be honest with you. But when it comes to the Netflix Defender characters, do you think we're gonna get Danny Rad returning?
I don't know. This was such a people. I mean, people I don't know. Like his Netflix show.
You're gonna get everybody back except for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that his was the show that seemed to get the worst reception.
It was bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I kind of dug it. Especially season 2. Season 2 did a lot of good work, and I think nobody has watched season 2. Except me.
I barely watched season 1. I didn't even know there was a season 2.
Oh my, yeah, season 2.
Iron Fist? You sure
Season 2 of Iron Fist. Let me tell you, you need to watch
really
that
exist?
Of course it exists, and it's good. You need to watch it. That shit gets...
Why?
Yo, because they're like, okay, we need to course correct.
I don't know if there was a season 2. Now I gotta look. You gotta have to fact.
Yo, this season 2 is wild. His brother, like, it comes at him. He's trying to steal the Iron Fist from him. Homegirl, who like was his pal, who then felt betrayed by him because her father died, even though her father was a maniac. Like, she's part of the revenge plot. Like, there's all sorts of stuff going on in season 2. And there's even a Daughter of the Dragons episode. Because
me, man.
I'm telling you,
that, man.
But listen, give season 2 a try. It's wild, and then of course it never really went anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But I enjoyed it. Wolverine.
It's Wolverine, also known as James Houslett, also known as Logan. What book was it that he made his debut in?
The Incredible Hulk, number 180 and 181, depending on who you want to fight with. Now, I want to remind everybody that every Marvel Universe card for 3 straight editions said his first appearance was 180, and then CGC came around and it's like, no, it's a cameo.
It is technically. It is a cameo. Let's be honest. It's a one pager.
I know, but he's there. It's just like Venom.
It's just like Venom.
$2.99. He's there.
So we are counting Hulk 181 as the first full appearance because that's a big money book anyway.
Because he's on the cover, he has dialogue, it's all the things.
Yep,
but
it's all there.
To be fair, this is, even when I was a kid, everybody knew this cover. Everybody recognized this cover, even though we always were like, oh, 180 was like the first appearance.
Yeah. We have a high sale of $138,000 and 9.8. That was September of 2022. Last sale of this book was $2,000 at a 6.0, $1,792 at a fine for the Raws, $3,783 at a 7.5. We have a census count of 19,498, too shy from 500. Yeah, there's a lot of books out there.
Listen, there's a lot of like somebody's hoarding these, whatever a-hole is doing there. I'm pissed, but somebody's hoarding these because there's a lot of copies for the census. I'm like, you can't find a reasonably affordable copy to save your life. Everything is like a small business loan level or a refinance for your house or the deposit for a new car, like just so you can get yourself a decent copy that you can go home and feel proud of. I'm a good guy.
Here's my question for you. In your opinion, we all know the number one superhero in Marvel Comics is Spider-Man. We all know that one. Would Wolverine be number 2?
Sometimes,
I know it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Sometimes well, no, I don't know if you remember, but there were various times of where they did polls on the most recognizable comic book character in the world. Often Superman would win. And
No,
there
I'm
was
talking
a
about Marvel. I'm talking about Marvel.
I listen to me, Izzy.
Okay,
Listen,
all right, all
all
right,
right.
all right.
Often there would be a whole thing about who it was. And for several years during my youth, all right, after the death of Superman and the introduction of the X-Men movies and the Spider-Man movies from Fox and Sony, that is when I saw those annual polls shift back and forth between Spider-Man and Wolverine and not Superman. So it is interesting and of note to me that these two, Spidey and Wolvie, in some years of my life, carried the same weight as Superman. I found that very interesting, and that is my share with you. Also, Papa Wheelie gave us a super chat.
That's right. Papa Wheelie gave us a chat. So that means we got the 2 books in there. So we've reached that. So we're gonna get
Come on, do the 2 books, Izzy. Come on, show us the books.
We're gonna do it. Wait, let's finish this list. Let's get to the list.
Fine. Okay.
But thank you, Papa Wheelie. Of course, Papa Wheelie says the real first is B is 180.
Well,
you know why? You know why, right?
He has it. He's got one
because he has a copy. That's why. Honestly, I gotta say, he's got to be Marvel's number 2 guy.
Probably.
You know, more so than Iron Man, more so than Captain America, more so than pretty much anybody else in the Marvel universe.
Well, I would argue that at this moment in time, Iron Man and Deadpool are really high up there.
Yeah, but I still don't see that. I still believe Wolverine because we still got Hugh Jackman and people love Hugh.
Yeah, but no, Izzy, the real question you're asking is about recognizable, right? And
the real question is popularity.
Well, that's the thing. Well, okay, I'm not going to argue that they do and don't go hand in hand, but I'm saying if you know what, this is a very good Izzy on the street that we should do. You know, we got to do. That's what we should do. Trending on the streets, and then we'll ask people who they think like is the most popular Marvel character, and then it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, some dummy is going to say Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Yeah, whatever they say, Goku, Batman, whatever. But we're doing this. We're doing this. We're going to pull 100 people. Freaking, what do you call it? Rules. We're going to do it like Family Feud rules.
Here goes Nerdy Geek.
Nerdy Geek.
Superman over Spider-Man over There we go. Well, we got all the books in. So
thank you, Nerdy. I agree.
Thank you so much. It's over to go. Yes. Really appreciate it, everybody. Deadpool and Wolverine.
See, he thinks it's a tie. I'm telling you, man.
I think Deadpool's a different type of character because I think with Deadpool, it's more about Ryan Reynolds than it is about Deadpool.
It may be, but the point is there's Deadpool stuff everywhere.
Yeah, but so is Harley Quinn.
I know. That bitch is famous too. I'm saying they became household names. Yeah. You know? Everybody knows who Harley Quinn is. Everybody knows who Deadpool is. Like I'm just saying it's a real battle royale for the popularity contest.
Yeah. All right, let's go move on.
That's the poll we need to do once we get 100 people polling in all the
time. All right, now we got the X-Men, and we're really referring to Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Thunderbird. They made their debut
in giant size. 170,000 for a 9.9, everybody. And you know what? Now this is funny, right? Because 170 for this book for a 9.9, I would not sneeze at.
It is still very impressive. When you look at it from that perspective, it's still, I have to say, it's much lower than I expected. But again, it has to do with the census count, right? So
yeah,
when we look at the high sale, $170,000 at 9.9. That was in June of 2024. We have a last sale of $1,000 at 3.0, $954 at a very good, $2,826 at 8.5, 14,916 copies in the census. This is the first appearance of Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird. This is also the first appearance of Eliandra Rasputin, Krakoa. We got the second full appearance of Wolverine, but it's his 5th appearance in comics. It's all crazy, his thing.
And Liliana, for those of you that don't speak Izzy.
And thank you, Papa. You have one dead job. Dude, it's a lot of work. When you got to do all this stuff, it's a lot. I do my best, and I know when something's off.
I mean,
'Cause
I
I knew
saw
that
from
was
a
off.
mile away. I was like $6.99.
Yeah,
That
I know when
never
something's off because
happened.
I double check and I triple check at times, and even then I was like, "My apologies, guys." So it does happen.
Yeah,
All
when
right?
they announced that there was an actual 9.9, I lost it. I was like, where did they find
With
this
a
thing?
white background.
Yes. Like who? Like someone had it. You know what? You know what? It was probably like Mr. White Gloves, where he puts all the comics in the box, puts the vacuum bag over it, and vacuum seals the box.
Yeah.
Or one of them dudes, like that guy on that show with the doctor in the Hamptons, and he killed people in his comic book vault room because it sucks all the air out when you
Yeah.
leave, but he left you trapped in there. I can't remember the name of it. It was like, I don't know, but it was a really good show on USA with a doctor who worked on an island. I like that
Yeah.
one.
All right. Great book, man. Great book. No help from Cliff. I get it.
I know, Matt. It's true. It's true. I can't do anything from over here. I can't do anything.
Now let's go with Moon Knight.
Yeah.
With Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night 32 in 1975 from Marvel Comics, $70,500 at 9.8. That was in March of 2022. $685 at 6.0 is the last sale. $610 is very good raw. $1,405 at 8.5. There's currently 6,277 copies in the census. It's Moon Knight.
It is Moon Knight.
Another one of those books that it's like interesting that it's that high.
Well, I think more people enjoyed the series than not, even though it clearly had a divided audience. But I think more people liked it than didn't like it.
I think a lot of people like there were certain things that people didn't like, and there was some like stuff that I think they could have worked on, but I think the overall public liked it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I was very happy to see Silver
enjoyed it.
Scarab. I was very excited. Love her.
Yeah,
You
and I
know,
love seeing. I want to see a season 2 because I want to see Jake Lloyd.
even if we don't get a season 2, put them in a damn movie. Get them to work. You
So
know,
hopefully we'll get that Midnight Suns with Moon Knight in it. Yeah.
I want listen as long as Scarlet
Hey,
Scarab.
nerdy.
I want
I
her.
do double check my slides, but it becomes challenging at times. It happens.
Yeah.
It does happen, but I do double
We're
check.
not young anymore. We got them. We get them eyes that are tired and effed up. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know about Izzy, but diabetes plays freaking games with my vision.
Yeah. I will triple check. I usually beforehand I will get Shane to look at it, but we don't have Shane anymore, and Cliff is always busy.
It is true. I'm terribly busy. And like I gotta be like 4 places at once on Tuesday. And you see I came busting in here.
Our next character is Bullseye. Another popular character. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Bullseye over Sabretooth. I get it.
No, I love me some Bullseye.
All right.
I love Bullseye's here. Yeah, Bullseye's the Howard the Duck over Sabretooth is the one totally. And there was somebody else that said it too. But yeah.
All right, $8,476 at a 9.8. That was April of 2023. We got $142 at a no grade that's sold. However, the Raws are going for $96 fine, $297 at 8.5. There's 5,221 copies. It's the first appearance of Bullseye.
Yep.
Believe it or not, I have the cover of this book.
I believe it. You got only the cover.
Only the cover. I literally have just the cover of this book, which he sold it for like $5. I was like, you know what? Here you go. I'll take it. Just to say I have the cover. And I could display it too, and people won't even know the difference.
Yep.
So yeah, Bullseye is a fun character, man. He's such
and he's a great villain. And he's often used well. That's what I really like.
Well, I do like Colin Farrell's take on Bullseye in a weird way because he was a little comical, but it kind of fit the mold of what I thought Bullseye would be like. He was probably one of the very few things I liked about that movie, because that movie made me fall asleep, with the exception of his scenes. But Bullseye in the TV show was great. I don't know what the name of the actor that played him, but he was great. And the fact that he kept coming back is also what I enjoyed. That this was a character that no, he's that good that we're bringing him back. So yeah, I'm with Rattlesnake. He is underrated. I think he's an underrated character.
Yeah, but I mean, like, clearly people know him.
Mm-hmm. Here's a fun one. Nova Richard Rider. He made his debut on my birthday.
Oh, hey.
Nova number
Birthday
one.
book.
Yeah, this is my birthday book. Came out in 1976 in September. $3,000 and 9.8 was the high sale of this book. That was June of 2022. Notice 2022, 2021 comes out a lot. There's a good reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
$32 are very fine. Raws are going for $43 are very fine now. $185 and 9.8. Look at the difference between the two prices. Just for
Insane.
1 point. Really 1 point.
It's a big 1 point. It's a big
Right?
1 point.
9,661 copies in the census. Now, the 3,000 versus $185 has everything to do with the hype behind Nova and the expectation of when Nova's going to show up, because Nova will eventually show up.
One would hope.
Know when.
One would hope.
Mm-hmm. You know, so this is my birthday book, so I do have a copy of. I do have a graded copy as well. So it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. You know, we still got to get to the trending list, and we got a while. All right,
Yeah, girl.
There she is in all her beauty.
Yes, she is.
Power Girl made the list, and she made her first appearance. Cliff, where did she make her first appearance?
Oh my gosh, her first appearance was in All-Star Comics number 58 after a big ass hiatus from the book. You know, we got Power Girl, Kara Zor, only L, cousin to Superman, showing up. Just great. Love it. Love it.
This book came out in 1976. $3,250 and a 9.8 in June of 2024. $51 at a no grade was the last sale. $100 at a fine. $419 at 9.4 is the average. We got 3,178 copies in the census. I honestly thought this book was older than that.
It really isn't. 1976, your birth year.
Yeah. So it for me, it feels, when I look at this cover, I feel like this cover's older than 76. Right? It gives off the impression
I feel like it's the style and the nature of the characters.
It's very Silver Ages in its look. It looks like a Silver Age book. Like, I know it came out in the 70s, but it feels like it came out even earlier than that. So when I saw it, I was a little shocked by it because I didn't think about it. I never bothered to think of when the book actually came out. But now that I know it came out in the 70s, I'm pretty impressed. Power Girl is another one of those characters. People love Power Girl.
I know I do. I know
and all her assets.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
My girl.
There you go. Here's one of my personal favorites.
Dredd.
All right, we're gonna go with what I would like to call an indie giant in this time period, and he made his full debut in 2000 AD, issue number 2. This came out in 1977 for IPC. We have a high sale. Look at this. A high sale of $22,800 in a 9.0. That was September of 2022. Last sale of this book was $1,116 at a 5.5, and that was November of this past year. $2,226 is a fine for a raw. $4,600 at a 9.0. Notice the difference in prices.
For the 9.0, yes.
Yeah. However, it's the census count here. Only 136 copies in the census.
And if you're not familiar with the quality of this book, it's a much lesser quality.
Yeah, we're talking about newsprint here.
Yeah, like very newsprint. So it is so getting a 9.0 is miraculous to begin with.
And you got to get the stickers because it needs to be complete.
Yes, right. You got to have it complete.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Hobgoblin book, you know what I mean? But Judge Dredd is just a character I love. I just love that character. He's just a cool character, such a badass.
He is.
You know,
an interesting character for sure.
Mm-hmm. Here you go. Here's another fun one for you. Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning made his debut in 1977 for DC Comics. We got $1,320 and 9.8. That was in May of 2022. Last sale of this book was for $158 and 9.6. The Raws are going for $20. It's a pretty affordable book now to find. $141 and 9.6. We got 1,607 copies in the census.
Yes. I know I got mine.
Think about Black Lightning.
I got mine last year. That's what I know.
Why is this book so important?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, it's the first time DC gave a black character a starring role, and it took 1977 to get there.
Meanwhile, Marvel did it a while before.
Yeah, Marvel had already done it, so I don't know why DC.
They had Luke Cage already taken care of. Yeah. So it is a little shocking that DC took this long, especially when you had characters in DC that would take the place. You know what I mean?
So. Yeah. And he had a decent villain. Most of the issues found him playing off of Superman and Jimmy Olsen in the mix, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyhow, I like it a lot. And I got mine last year. I love it.
All right. Here's another one. This is another indie giant. It's Cerebus the Aardvark. This is it's an indie giant. So the significance of this book is more important here than just the character itself. This book came out in 1977 for Aardvark Vanderheim. We have $3,000 and 9.8 at high sale, and that was in June of 2022. $1,440 and 6.0 was the last sale of this book, and that was in December. $650 a very good raw. $3,600 at 8.0. Look at the census count. Another low census count. 419 copies. There are counterfeits out there. This is the first full appearance of Cerebus the Aardvark. May not be so well known to the public, but I will say this is one of the most important indie comic books of all time.
Also, still the longest running, I think.
Not anymore.
No. Well, wait. Who's longer running than this?
Spawn now leads the pack.
Oh, good for him. I thought that this one had a gigantic run.
Oh, no, it does. So it was over 300. And he does come back with limited series as well. Dave Sim comes back with limited series of this book. However, the actual book has stopped its run, and now it's gone. It's no longer ongoing. It's more like a limited series. But it is very important because it is the longest running indie comic book of its time.
Oh, there you go. Until Spawn. But anyhow, the last issue is number 300 from March of 2004.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when that happened. Everybody was talking about it. It was a big deal. So this is if it wasn't for Cerebus, we probably wouldn't have the Turtles. We wouldn't have a lot of characters today.
We wouldn't have Howard the Duck.
No, Howard the Duck came before him.
I'm being a dick.
Not a duck?
No.
All right. And our last character.
Oh, girl.
Alicia Hardy. The Black Cat. She barely made it to the year because she made it in 1979 for Marvel Comics. Her first appearance is Amazing Spider-Man 194. A high sale of this book was $52,000 and a 9.8. That was in March of 2022. However, the last sale of this book was $150 at 6.5. We're also going for $177 at a fine, $743 at a 9.6. 13,535 copies in the census. Be on the lookout for the very special Era edition that has like a little yellow in the top corner. If you have that book, you got yourself a moneymaker.
Yeah, I mean, good for her getting 52K in 2022, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to see 52K for a 9.8 nowadays.
No, probably not. Homewrecker, the other woman. You think they're going to debut her soon?
In a movie?
This is the perfect time to bring her up.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Not one, like, it's so rare for them to do anything audiences expect. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy the ride and hope that they do some magical things. Like, the last time I saw something that I thought was banging fan favoring while also being great was X-Men 97. I just felt like it channeled all the forces, and then they fired that dude.
I will say the anime, yeah, but come on, let's be honest. All the stuff that he was involved
He
in,
didn't do nothing. I have seen
that we know of,
I have seen no evidence. I have seen no
right?
evidence.
That we know of.
I know that we know of, but listen, until I'm proven wrong, I'm gonna root for his ass. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. They did her right in the animated series.
Yes, they did.
Right. And I'm sad that they screwed her over in Amazing Spider-Man #2, and they gave her that stupid secretary role.
Yep.
That was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Why? I don't even know.
Like, why even put her? And the actress, I forgot the name of the actress that played her. Like, she's a well-known actress too. So they had plans. They definitely had plans for her. So I would have been able to. I could see her in the new Spider-Man movie, but I don't even know what to think about the new Spider-Man movie. There's so much going on in that movie already.
Right, I was gonna say you can't fit Black. There's so much going on there. You can't fit Black Cat as it is. We got some random mutant running around.
Yeah. Well, do we know? We don't even know if she's a mutant.
I'm just saying she's a random mutant because that's it. That's all I got. We got
Starfire.
a
Cool if she's Starfire. I will be happy if she's Starfire, but I don't think it's Starfire. I honestly think she's Rachel.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe she's Rachel Summers. All right. With that said, I believe we have come to the end of this list. I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? Did you like the list? Are you happy that Howard the Duck made the list and not Sabretooth? Or are you with Cliff?
I know they're with me. I know they're with me. All right, let's reveal what's left in the giveaways.
All right, make sure you leave your comment on the video. We are going to be leaving this at a separate video for this one, and be on the lookout for the Go Collect article that'll be up probably sometime next week. So it will be up. So be on the lookout. And yes, Howard will be on that list as well as Sabretooth. So we're going to do that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.